Okay, so welcome to second grade. My name is Miss Ayers and I teach English in room 32. And then other second grade teachers, if you want to introduce yourselves.
I am Mrs. Villanueva. I am the English teacher in room 30 and my partner is
Imelda Prudencio, soy la maestra de español del salón 29, la maestra Ayers. La maestra Ayers es la maestra de inglés y matemáticas del equipo 32, perdón. La maestra Villanueva es la maestra de inglés y matemáticas del equipo 30. Y aquí tenemos a mi colega.
Buenas tardes, soy la maestra Carrasquillo. A mi pareja es la maestra Ayers. Estoy en el salón 31 y soy la maestra de español. Como dije, mi pareja es la maestra Ayers.
So you should probably know who your teacher is based on what roster they are in Class Dojo. But if you have a question about what teacher their start with on Monday, just wait and we'll answer those questions at the end.
Pero ustedes seguramente ya saben quién es la maestra de su estudiante, debido a que están conectados a la aplicación de Class Dojo. Entonces ahí aparece el nombre de la maestra y el salón, que es el equipo. Pero si tienen alguna pregunta o no están conforme, si no están muy seguros de cuál es la maestra, pueden quedarse al final de la junta y podemos contestarles sus dudas.
I see that some people are raising their hands. We're going to hold the questions till the end. So if you could just wait, that would be great.
Notamos que algunas personas tienen preguntas, están levantando su manita. Vamos a pedirles si por favor mantienen su pregunta para el final de la junta.
So this year at Sherman, we're going back 5 days a week. And again, like before the modified year last year, our short day will be on Wednesday.
Este año que regresamos, vamos a regresar con 5 días completos. Y como antes de que pasara esto, igualmente vamos a continuar con el día miércoles siendo día corto.
The gates will open at 8:45, but there is not supervision before 8:45. So there's no walking club. And so 8:45 will be the time for arrival.
Las puertas se van a abrir, las puertas de la escuela se van a abrir a las 8:45. Sin embargo, antes de ese horario no hay supervisión ni afuera de la escuela ni adentro de la escuela. No va a haber club de caminata, así que no les recomendamos que lleguen antes porque no va a haber supervisión. 8:45 se abrirán las puertas.
Yeah. We're going to watch a short video from Ms. Enriquez, the principal, about arrival and dismissal. So I will start.
Vamos a mirar un pequeño video que la directora nos puso para mirar cómo la llegada de la escuela y la salida.
Second grade Sherman Lines. It's me, Miss Enriquez, here to show you what to do every morning when you come to school. Hola, mis amigos de segundo grado. Aquí estoy, la señora Enriquez, para apoyarles a saber qué tienen que hacer para entrar a la escuela todos los días. So you will be coming in through the garden gate every morning. Van a entrar desde las rejas del jardín. First things first, put your mask on. Primeramente vamos a poner nuestras mascarillas. Also, don't forget to bring in your backpack a bottle of water, very important, because our water fountains we're still not using water fountains, and an extra baggie of a mask or two, just in case you need it. Recuerdan que también todos los días tienen que traer una botella de agua, porque siempre no tenemos agua para tomar en la escuela. Tienen que rellenar tu botella y una bolsita de una mascarilla extra en caso que lo necesites. So your second grade teachers will be meeting you here at the garden gate. Very easy. You just say goodbye to your mom and dad at the gate. and come in with your teachers. And eventually, vas a go to and you'll just walk straight through to your class. Maestras de segundo grado que tienen que hacer, dónde tienen que hacer fila, ir a los salones y luego después saber dónde tienen que ir y pueden ir directamente a tu salón. We can't wait to see you. Esperamos vernos.
Sorry. Okay. So this is where the second graders will enter at 8:45. And I know it's a little bit different than last year.
Esta es la entrada donde vamos a tener diariamente nuestra entrada a los salones de clase. Sí sabemos que se parece un poco diferente a los años anteriores, pero es de la manera que va a ser este año.
At dismissal, we will be leaving through the field gate. So the parents will line up along the gate. And then when the students come out at 3:35, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or 1:05 on Wednesday, they'll line up next to their parents on the inside of the fence so that when the bell rings, we'll open the gate and you'll just walk out alongside your parent.
Muy importante recalcar, no, la salida no es el mismo lugar por donde van a entrar. Entonces, la salida va a ser por el campo de juego que está al lado. Está una reja y por ahí vamos a entregar a los estudiantes. Ahora, se va a hacer de la manera más ordenada posible y sí les pedimos de favor que nos ayuden y de esta manera va a ser el proceso más rápido. Les estamos pidiendo que por favor se formen por el cerco y ahí nos esperen y nosotros les vamos a ir entregando a los estudiantes conforme vayan acercándose a la puerta. Porque si nos juntamos todos a la misma vez, va a ser un poquito difícil. Ahora recuerden que están los grupos de segundo grado y si pueden ver a mano izquierda está un letrero que dice tercer grado. Entonces ahí van a salir los niños de tercer grado. Sí va a haber mucha gente, entonces les pedimos paciencia. Mrs. Villanueva, you can say that in English. Sorry.
No, what I was going to say though, before I forget, is also something that's going to be different about drop off in the morning is that the students are not required to turn in that clear pass paper. However, the expectation is that they still should be checked each morning by parents for symptoms.
Lo que acaba de mencionar la maestra Villanueva, que más en un momentito más lo vamos a hablar también, es que aunque no se está pidiendo que entreguen el papel blanco que estaban entregando, el papel donde aseguraban ustedes, certificaban, perdón, que los síntomas, era un cuestionario de síntomas, entonces ya no se tiene que hacer ese, sin embargo, eso se tiene que hacer en casa, no tienen que traer prueba, pero sí vamos a confiar en que ustedes lo van a hacer diariamente en casa.
And before that, Maestra had said that when we line up, she just said in Spanish, she added that please make sure that you're lined up in an organized way. We try to be really respectful of everyone's time and everyone's schedules. So please make sure you're lined up in an organized way and that you're not cutting, because we try to line up the kids in a certain way and we just want to be respectful of everyone. And we're just asking also that you're patient because it does take time.
It will get faster as the students and the families learn the process. But on Monday, it is a short day. So at 1:05, we'll be dismissing in a line. So you'll line up at the gate going towards the tree corner and then along 22nd Street. So if you just come up to the gate, we will not call your child up if you're cutting, basically. Also, the parking lot will be closed both at arrival and dismissal. So just take that into consideration with your time and planning.
And it might be a little confusing also, but just also know that depending on where you're coming from, if third grade is lined up, just our line is the one that's starting in the parking lot, basically.
Importante también mencionar que especialmente el lunes va a ser caótico por ser el primer día. Les pedimos mucha paciencia. Recordar formarnos a lo largo del cerco que está aquí en el campo, ¿verdad? Y va a ser hacia la calle y luego va a dar vuelta. Entonces recuerden que también va a estar ahí el grupo de tercer grado, como hice mención. Entonces probablemente haya confusión, pero siempre estar conscientes de que el primer día va a ser un poco caótico. Si ustedes se van directamente a la puerta sin hacer fila, no les vamos a entregar a su hijo por respeto a los que están haciendo fila, ¿verdad? Entonces, los estudiantes van a estar formados y en ese orden, pues los vamos a ir también entregando. Les pedimos paciencia y recordar que el lunes es día corto, vamos a salir a la 1:05.
Things to bring on the first day. You're gonna have your student bring their computer and their charger, a water bottle. We do not have water fountains at school. So if they do not bring a water bottle, the first time they'll drink anything is at lunch. And as hot as it is, it's important that they're drinking throughout the day. And also they'll need to bring a face mask. They can bring a snack and also a lunch if you want them to.
Importante traer a la escuela la computadora, el cargador, una botella de agua, cubreboca, y es opcional si quieren traer algún bocadillo, aperitivo o almuerzo. Importante, no tenemos bebederos de agua ya, entonces la botella que traigan debe de ser las que se van a poder rellenar porque tenemos estaciones para rellenar las botellas de agua.
These are the things not to bring to school. In second grade, we do not need any school supplies from home.
Estas son las cosas que no deben de traer los estudiantes en la escuela. En segundo grado, no necesitan traer nada de útiles escolares de casa.
Second graders are not allowed to bring phones or devices like switches or other technology that might get broken or lost, iPads. A Sherman rule is there are no hot chips or hot Cheetos allowed. Do not send sugary drinks or soda to school, and no toys. I put a little graphic of the sugar content. Some parents think that Gatorade is a better choice for kids. It is not. It is filled with sugar. 8 teaspoons in 20 ounces, and some Gatorades are double that.
Como les mencionábamos, estas son algunas de las cosas que no deben de traer a la escuela. No deben de traer ningún útil escolar de casa porque nosotros les vamos a proveer con todo. Definitivamente no teléfonos, ningún dispositivo de juegos. Definitivamente nada de esos picoso, totopos, algún tipo de botana, así como los hot Cheetos o totopos de los picosos. Definitivamente no se deben de traer ninguna bebida azucarada. La maestra, ni juguetes tampoco. La maestra Ayers acaba de mencionar, aquí les puso un pequeño dibujo donde ella está demostrando la cantidad de azúcar que tiene cada una de estas bebidas. Solo para darles un ejemplo, a muchos de nosotros como padres creemos que el Gatorade es una bebida saludable, sin embargo, tiene muchísima azúcar, entonces realmente no es algo que se deba de traer a la escuela.
And something we forgot to add was we have 0 peanuts at the school also because there are kids that have allergies. So I know that peanuts are a healthy snack. However, we ask that anything that contains nuts is not brought to school in the lunches or snacks.
También vamos a ser conscientes de las personas que son alérgicos a los cacahuates o algún otro tipo de semilla. No son permitidos por razones de salud. Sabemos que son muy saludables para algunos de nosotros, son alergias. Entonces vamos a respetar eso y no mandar nada que contenga cacahuate o algún tipo de semilla.
So some of the procedures that are going to happen to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 is that we're going to be using stable groups again, which means that the students will be staying with their classes all day.
Alguna de las cosas que vamos a hacer para mantenernos un poquito más aliviados de lo que está pasando en el COVID, vamos a mantener nuestro grupo estable así como está, como un grupito, vamos a movernos, pero todos juntos nada más, no va a haber mezclas de otros grupos.
If there is a student who has been exposed to COVID, the nurse will be calling to say that they have had a known exposure. So any phone call that you get from the nurse, please answer because it's important to let you know as soon as possible any information that we know.
Si hay algún contagio, la enfermera se va a comunicar con ustedes. Es crucial que si les llama la enfermera, contesten por favor, y si ustedes saben que es el número de teléfono que tiene la escuela no está actualizado, les pedimos de favor que actualicen su información para que se puedan comunicar con ustedes en caso de ser necesario.
We will be using masks indoors and outdoors. There will be short times when they can do a mask break, but it will be in a space that is more than 6 feet apart from other kids.
Los estudiantes van a usar cubreboca adentro del salón y afuera también. Va a haber momentos en los
At lunch and in class, students will have a seating chart and that will help with contact tracing. So at lunch, they'll be told where to sit. And so we can keep track of who is having contact with who, especially when their masks are off during the times that they're eating.
Sorry, missed that information. Okay.
That they'll have seating charts at class and at lunch for contact tracing.
Vamos a la hora de, durante la clase y a la hora del almuerzo, los estudiantes van a tener un lugar asignado todo el tiempo y de tenerlos que cambiar, nosotros vamos a tener marcados en los lugares donde se tienen que sentar. Es importante que ellos respeten eso porque nosotros tenemos que reportar todo esto también. Entonces, si por favor nos ayudan a mantener este control, explicándole al estudiante la importancia de mantenerse en el lugar que la maestra le asigne.
There are MERV 13 filters and additional purifiers in the classrooms. And like we talked about before, the ClearPass forms do not need to be completed, but you do need to check with your student in the morning before coming to school to see if they have any symptoms.
Tenemos filtros y purificadores de aire aquí en el salón y recordar que vamos a estar haciendo el cuestionario en casa. No necesitan traer el papel, pero sí se tiene que verificar esto en casa, ¿de acuerdo?
So this is just a graphic, but basically, if a student is exposed to another student who is COVID positive at school, they can either have like a modified learning contract where they'll get a packet to work on at home for 15 days, or the nurse will help you determine if you can take 3 COVID tests that are negative so that they can do a quarantining in school. And so if there is a COVID positive case in the classroom, the nurse will be contacting you to determine if they're going to be quarantining at home or if they're going to do a modified in-school quarantine with COVID testing.
Mrs. Ayers, I'm going to translate. Imelda had something come up. So the 3 tests that they have to take, do they have to take them all at once? I didn't understand that. So
no, so they have to test on days, like they have to test 3 times. It's basically every 3 to 5 days during that 15-day window. but the
They can
nurse
still come to
will-
school?
they can still come to school, but the nurse will help them locate where the free testing is in our neighborhood.
Okay, okay. I think I got that. Miss Villanueva, if you can help me if I mess anything up. Perdón, la maestra de AIRS dice que si han estado con alguien que tiene COVID, los alumnos, si se encuentran con alguien en la escuela o en la casa, lo que pueden hacer es que pueden tener un paquete de tareas y hacer la tarea en la casa 15 días. Se quedan en casa, completan las tareas y luego pueden recibir asistencia cuando entregan el paquete de tareas. Ahora, si prefieren que los niños siguen yendo a la escuela, está bien, pero van a tener que tomar 3 pruebas de COVID. La enfermera les puede ayudar a encontrar un lugar donde pueden tomar la prueba de COVID gratis. Y ya que tienen esas 3 pruebas de COVID, pueden quedarse en la escuela los 15 días enteros con que todas las respuestas salgan que no tienen COVID. Está bien que vengan a la escuela. Entonces, los padres tienen derecho de escoger. ¿Quieren el paquete de tareas 15 días y hacerlo en la casa? ¿O prefieren ir a la escuela y entregar las 3 pruebas y hacer las 3 pruebas de COVID?
Okay. And the school nurse will be helping us navigate that. So I know it's scary and concerning, but if there is a case and your student was a close contact, then the nurse will be contacting you with all of the information.
La enfermera nos va a estar ayudando con todo esto. Ya sabemos que es algo, nos espanta, ¿verdad? Espantoso para nosotros, pero si algo pasa en la escuela donde hay otro alumno con quien ha estado su alumno y se han enfermado de COVID, a la enfermera les va a avisar y les va a decir todo lo que tienen que hacer. Así puede ayudarnos en eso, en saber lo que tenemos que hacer.
Okay. About homework, there will be paper homework being sent starting Tuesday, September 7th. There will not be any homework online. And in general, most homework is due the next day. So if it's sent home on a Monday, it's due Tuesday. If it's home on Tuesday, it's due Wednesday.
Tarea, vamos a mandar tarea en papel y va a empezar el 7 de septiembre. Generalmente no, la tarea va a vencer al siguiente día. Vamos a tratar de que este año no vamos a mandar tarea virtual, no va a ser por computadora, no va a ser entonces vamos a tratar de mantener tarea en papel. Repito, se vence el siguiente día, entonces es importante que vayan haciéndola día al día. Yo sé que cuando están en kinder o en primer grado hacían paquetes, se entregaban semanales, en segundo grado no. La expectativa es que se entreguen al día siguiente de cuando se asigna.
For students who are, because of COVID, there will not be any Zoom option for attendance. They will either have a packet to work on or work in Google Classroom, but there's no Zoom option for students who are not able to come to class.
Para los estudiantes que tengan que estar fuera de la escuela debido a síntomas o porque resultaron positivos de COVID, que se van a tener que mantener en casa, no va a haber la opción de hacer la clase virtualmente como se estaba haciendo. Entonces, lo único es que se va a quedar en casa, va a hacer su trabajo en papel, que en paquetes que les vamos a mandar, pero nada más. No está la opción de hacerlo virtualmente. La clase no se va a hacer virtualmente para aquellos que se tengan que quedar en casa por motivos de COVID.
Pero sí es posible que los niños se tengan que llevar la computadora a la casa y hacer las tareas en Google Classroom también. Puede ser en Google Classroom o en papel, pero no va a haber Zoom.
We are requesting that students wear Sherman uniforms this year, which are light blue collared shirts, navy blue shorts or pants. There's a blue plaid skirt or dress, as well as closed-toed shoes.
Se requiere que usen uniforme los estudiantes, camisa azul cielo y shorts o pantalones azul marino y las faldas de cuadros o vestido, ¿verdad? También puede ser porque algunas veces venden como el overall completo y muy importante, zapato cerrado No huaraches, no nada así, porque es muy peligroso para los estudiantes.
Breakfast will be provided as students leave campus every day. So as they walk out, they can get a bag of food and then they can choose to eat it either before they come to breakfast or before they come to school for breakfast, or they can bring it for a snack in the day. But there will be no breakfast in the classroom at Sherman.
No vamos a dar desayuno en el salón, entonces el desayuno se les va a dar cuando vayan saliendo de la escuela, se les va a dar una bolsa con el desayuno para el siguiente día. Entonces los estudiantes pueden decidir si se lo desayunan en casa o en otra ocasión, ¿verdad? Para desayuno no, pero no va a haber desayuno aquí en el salón, o algunos estudiantes optan por traer el desayuno para una merienda, pero no vamos a comer, no va a haber desayuno aquí en la escuela.
As usual, a free lunch will be provided for every student unless they bring a lunch from home. But they can always get milk even if they bring their own lunch, and then they'll have an opportunity to eat their snacks during the wellness break.
Como siempre, la escuela provee almuerzos para todos los estudiantes, y aún que el estudiante traiga un almuerzo, tiene el derecho de tomar leche, agarrar una leche. También le vamos a dar la oportunidad a los estudiantes de que se coman su merienda durante nuestro descanso de salud.
Just a few upcoming dates that are important. Monday is a minimum day.
Algunas fechas importantes que me están por venir. El lunes que regresamos a la escuela es día corto.
On the 6th is Labor Day, so there will be no school in observance of that.
El 6 de septiembre no hay escuela tampoco por día festivo.
And then on Wednesday, September 15th is the curriculum night Zoom, and that will be with your the team partners. So Ms. Carrasquillo and I will do ours together, and Ms. Prudencio and Ms. Villanueva will do theirs on Zoom.
Y el 15 de septiembre tendremos nuestra noche de currículo, va a ser a las 5 de la tarde, y en esta ocasión lo vamos a hacer con nuestras respectivas parejas. En mi caso, yo y la maestra Villanueva vamos a hacerlo juntas, y la maestra Ayers y a la maestra Carrasquillo lo van a hacer juntos, y esta vez a las 5 de la tarde, el 15 de septiembre, y va a ser por medio de Zoom.
And then there's a few dates in November, but we will be posting those on Class Dojo. So make sure that you're keeping up with the Class Dojo stories.
Y algunas fechas que vienen en noviembre, pero estas vamos a estarlos poniendo en la aplicación de Class Dojo. Así que asegúrense, por favor, que están conectados a Class Dojo para estar al tanto de lo que está pasando.
Class Dojo is generally the best contact, although most teachers have office hours, so don't expect an immediate response, especially if it's in the evening or early morning or on the weekend. You can also call the school or go to the website if you have kind of general questions, and then our email addresses are there if you need to message us via email.
Por medio de Class Dojo es la mejor manera para comunicarse con nosotros. Sin embargo, les pedimos paciencia, porque si nos mandan mensaje antes de la escuela, pues lo más probable es que no les vamos a poder contestar en el momento, tampoco los fines de semana o durante la tarde y noche. Entonces, sí hay que ser conscientes también de esto, ¿verdad? Y es la mejor manera para comunicarse con nosotros. El número de teléfono también de la escuela es otra opción que está aquí disponible, o nuestros correos electrónicos también están aquí disponibles para si los necesitan.
Okay, that's all that we have for our presentation. Esperanza, should I stop recording now so that I can show the grid view, or leave it on?
Should we leave it on for the parent questions if there's any questions?
Sure, I'm gonna continue recording, but not share my screen. So if you don't feel comfortable being recorded, you'll need to turn off your camera.
Esto concluye nuestra junta, lo que nosotros tenemos para ustedes. Vamos a empezar nuestra sesión de preguntas. Si tienen alguna pregunta, se pueden quedar y si no, pues realmente fue un honor haberlos conocido. Pues, vamos a comenzar nuestras preguntas.
I see Miles Prado.
I know,
wait.
I know there's a lot of questions, so we'll just try to do them as soon as possible and get to everybody. So Miles Prado's mom, I assume.
Yes. Hi. So I'm Miles and Lucia Prado's mom. They're twins. One is in each one of your classes. So my question is just simple. For dismissal, because drop off, they're going to be dropped off at the same time. But for pickup, is there any way that, and I know this is hard for you guys, to basically have Miles and Lucia join at some point so that I could just pick them both up at the same time?
Yeah, so you'll let's pretend that this is the fence. You're going to be standing on the outside of the fence.
Okay.
And so both of them will line up next to you on the inside. So
Okay.
that as you walk towards the gate, you'll be together.
Perfect.
They'll just stand next to you on the inside of the gate and you'll walk to the gate part together, basically.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Andrea Najera's person.
Yeah, Andrea.
You have a question?
Hola, buenas tardes.
Buenas
Hola.
tardes.
Buenas tardes. Andrea Nájera, mamá de Andrea de Jesús.
Adelante, buenas tardes. Sí, diga.
Sí. Mi pregunta es, Andrea de Jesús está en el programa de 6 a 6. Para el lonche, si dice que no quiere que lleven lonche o que desayunen en casa, ¿el programa de prime time le va a dar el desayuno o qué tengo que hacer ahí?
Primero que nada, vamos a aclarar, no es que no queramos que traigan, sino que nosotros...
Bueno, no es, exacto, no es de que no quiera que lleve, es que va a ser un poco difícil, vamos, tiene que desayunar en casa, entiendo eso, pero
Sí.
pues ella va a entrar por muy tarde a las 7 de la mañana en prime time, o sea, es muy temprano a ese horario para que ella esté desayunando en casa y aguantar hasta la hora de lonche en la clase regular, o sea, el programa de y luego Prime mandó a decir que no quiere que lleven snack.
La verdad,
es un
yo
poco
no sé,
confuso.
sí, yo sé, por ejemplo, nosotros los estudiantes cuando van a prime time a la hora de salida, los mandamos que vayan por su bolsita de comida que provee la escuela y es la que se llevan para que puedan, y ahí contiene el desayuno del día siguiente. Ahora, muy buena pregunta, si les van a dar desayuno en prime time, yo personalmente no sabría. Yo me imagino que tendría que preguntar eso directamente al personal de Primetime, porque son los que van a manejar pues ahora sí que ese tema.
Ok, ahora otra pregunta. Es la primera vez que la niña entra a ese programa. ¿Ustedes le darían un recordatorio a la niña para que ella se quede después de escuela o para
Sí,
que ella no se salga porque ella está en el programa de la mañana de las 6 y después de escuela, antes y después de escuela?
Sí, nosotros a la hora de salida le mandamos a los estudiantes porque hay varios de los grupos que van a prime time, entonces a la hora de salida le decimos, ok, el grupo que va a prime time se puede ir y los que no, entonces se vienen con nosotros.
Sí, gracias. Ahora, otra cosa que sí me ha preocupado desde que inició primer grado, ella no sabe leer todavía. ¿Va a haber alguna ayuda especial para que ella como que ya empiece más o menos a juntar las letras? Porque pues ella te conoce las letras y todo, pero ella no sabe leer.
Okay. Si me permite, entonces esto al final de las preguntas me puedo quedar con usted y ya va a ser algo como más personal, podemos hablarlo, ¿sí?
Ok, muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Okay, Zanaya, what's your question?
Hello, everyone. Nice to see everybody. My question is, for lunch, will the children be staying with their classroom and going to eat, or will they be eating with the classrooms, and where will they be eating? Eating inside the lunchroom, or outside the lunchroom in that little patio area with tables. And then I think I have one more.
So to answer that question, they'll be eating with their class only. So, and they'll be eating at the same table every day with the same kids.
Can you hear me? Let me chat.
I could hear you. It was breaking up a little bit, but I think I can answer your question.
I don't hear anything.
Sometimes it also helps if you're getting a little glitchy, sometimes it helps to turn off your camera.
Okay.
They'll be with their class only. So I can a little bit, but
Okay, and will that be so only with their classroom, and will that be
it will be outside, either on the lunch arbor or on the blacktop with the long tables.
awesome? And what about do you know whether it'll be inside the lunchroom or outside in the patio area, or
They'll either be on the patio that's covered, or they'll be under the solar panels on the block.
And so also if they're sitting at the round tables, we were told that there would only be 2 students per round table. And if they're sitting at the longer tables,
and
they'll be
then
16.
I think I have one more question, my last one. I understand that there's no more
I'm sorry, there's no more what?
If you want to
Awesome.
type the question in the chat,
And
that might be
then
helpful.
my last question is about the check-in in the morning. I understand we're not turning in no paper saying like, oh, I did the check-in. And we're doing the check-in at home. And I just want to double check the check-in for the morning. I think there's still a delay. Sorry.
It's okay.
So the check-in in the morning, we don't turn no paper. Do that.
Yeah. So there'll be no check-in in the morning, so you don't have to bring the paper. Just check in with your students, like, do you feel okay? Like, do they have a fever? But there's no paper. Okay. Hopefully that answered your questions. I know that it's catching up.
We have an iPhone user. It just says iPhone that has a question.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just Sal's mom.
Mhm.
I actually got added by Ms. Villanueva and Ms. I forgot her. Yes, but I don't know who her primary teacher is.
So this is for everyone. If you are on Class Dojo and it says to you, it says the grade and then it'll say the room number. If your student it says team 29, that means that their homeroom teacher is Maestra Prudencio. If it says 30, that is Mrs. Villanueva, that's myself. If it says 31, the homeroom teacher is Mrs. Carrasquillo. And if it says number 32 on Class Dojo, then the homeroom teacher would be Mrs. Ayers.
Okay, and one more question is, I know you guys said that no like sugar drinks and stuff like that. For her lunch, I usually do put like a Capri Sun in her lunch. Is that not okay with you guys? Would you guys rather just do water?
I think the Capri Suns are okay. I mean, I think that the concern with the Gatorade is the size that a lot of the kids come with. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody on the team. But because I know like a lot of like lunches come with like a Capri Sun already and things like that. I think we're talking more about like sodas and then those like huge Gatorades or like even the smaller Gatorades, they contain a lot of sugar.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. I see iPad number 3 has a question. Sorry, it isn't.
Hi, not sure if it's us, but just wanted a clarification on the computers. Do they need to still take them in every day and bring them home every day?
Hold on, we're gonna go back to iPad number 3. We're just going in order, so hold on one second.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I guess we're iPad number 3.
Okay.
This is Michael and Michaela. We're new coming in this year. We're coming from overseas. I am getting conflict in times when we drop off and pick up. I've been to the area. We've been to the school, so I understand where you're referring to that we drop off and pick up. But the school have told me that I need to be there at 9. The principal said 8:45. Can you clarify which time is the correct time for us to be there, so we don't, and also where do we park to be able to drop off the kids, or are you expecting us to all foot it up in to that area?
So I can try to address your questions. So the gates will open at 8:45. 9 o'clock refers to when we should already be in our classrooms and starting our day to teach. So obviously on the first few days, we're going to be kind of lingering at our points for us in the garden, just to make sure kids are coming in late. There's going to be problems with parking and things like that. For safety issues, and because of where second grade especially is lining up, we are going to keep the parking lot closed. So if a concern is, how far you're going to have to walk, I would suggest getting there before 8:45 and getting in line, just to try to make sure that you have parking. Parking is limited. There are apartments and there's the Sherman Heights Community Center. So you're going to be kind of in between all those things. So it's going to be really important that I would come a little earlier, just to get lined up. But 8:45 is when the gates will open and you can drop off the kids to us.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
Isaac family.
Yeah, hello, hi. I'm Jennifer here in Isaac.
Hi.
I have a couple of questions. Can you give us a quick rundown of how's the whole entire classroom settings gonna be? How long will it be on the computer, and how long will it be? Will you be, if they're in their homeroom, are they gonna be taught through the computer, or how is that gonna work?
There is not going to be any instruction done through the computer this year. So if they're in roster 32, which is my homeroom, on A weeks, they're going to come to me between 9 o'clock when we start school and 12:10, which is lunchtime. Then after lunch at 12:50, I'm going to pick up Team 31, which is Miss Carrasquillo's home roster, and then I'll have her kids until 3:35. And then on B weeks, it's opposite, but don't worry about that yet. We'll help you through it. So they will not be logging into Zoom during the classroom day, and most of the work will be face-to-face in person, unless they're doing independent work. But most of it will be like your traditional school day.
What is the purpose for the computer?
At school or at
school?
At school during, at least in my classroom, we'll be using them during centers to do like ST Math, Smarty Ants, while I'm meeting with a small group and they're doing independent work.
So are they going to be having VAPA and all those other activities like before last year?
They will be having VAPA and technology class in person again, not via Zoom. So they'll go to Mr. Grzenia and Mr. Sides in the library.
Oh, so now they're going to be having access to be moving to other rooms.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
They will also be moving during our designated ELD time.
ELD, okay. How many students will you guys be allowing in per classroom?
Right now we have 30 kids on our roster and they're all going to be in the classroom on Monday, according to the principal. So there is not a limit on how many kids per classroom, and there is not a limit on how close they can sit. We do have to monitor where they're sitting so that if there is a positive case that we can contact trace anyone who's been within 6 feet of them.
Okay, okay. One more quick question. Is lunch 20 minutes only?
Yes, it's only 20 minutes and then the recess is 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, I wish it was longer. Talk to Miss Enriquez if you hate it because she made the schedule.
Yes, yes, okay.
Honestly, though, it's the best way that she could figure out to minimize the amount of kids that are out there sitting down. So I don't know how much wiggle room there is with that.
Just 20 minutes, it doesn't sound much.
No, I know.
They'll also have a time to eat at the wellness break when we go out there, can take their snack. And honestly, we know that little tummies get hungry. So if they're very hungry during the day, that if like in my classroom, if they're like, oh, I'm hungry, I say like, okay, like if you need to eat something, then if they have a snack, they can go outside to their backpack and eat by their backpack because it is a long day for little kids. I mean, can they stay out there for like a half an hour, like kicking it with their friends? No, but can they go out there, get a little snack, come back? Yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
I see you, do you have a question?
Yes. I'm just asking I'm just telling you that next month I'm gonna come back to the United States. And also online, do we still have Spanish classes?
So are you not here in the United States right now?
Yeah, we're traveling.
Yeah, last week it's come back. Right, it's vacation. Yeah, last month. Yeah, last month.
Next.
Okay. So we don't have any classes on Zoom right now. So all of the learning is just in person. So she will be missing school. But as soon as she comes back, then we'll be here. But since you're traveling, there's really not a way for me or Maestra to get any work to her.
但是校长不是说是有网课的吗 ？Already, only 没有那个。
Yeah, we're only in person.
哦，只能去学校。
但是他那个校长说，那怎么办？ Oh, very confused. I don't know. It's.
If you want, I can stay on after, and we can talk a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Are there any other questions before we end our meeting?
Somebody had asked about computers too. So I believe, Mrs. Ayers, that the computers will be staying at school now?
Yeah, the computers will be staying at school. They will not have homework online, so there's no need for them to go back and forth. And second graders are getting brand new computers. And so they're supposed to last second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. So we can't break them the first year, basically, because then they'll not have anything for all the other years. So they'll be staying at school. It might be different if your student is going home for 15 days, then they can take their computer if there's Google Classroom work. But in general, they'll stay at school. Also, aren't you guys tired of computers? Like let's not do the computers. Let's look at each other's faces for a few.
Oh my gosh.
Rosa?
Yes, hi, Ms. Ayers. So the question I have is the computer. So during the summer, I know that they would have had access to like educational programs, et cetera, but I noticed that the 3 computers that my kids have stopped working. I don't know if everyone had that same similar. So if they bring the computers on Monday and they're not working, you guys will help with the whole technical thing, I assume?
I will probably throw it directly out the window.
Okay.
Well, we're getting new computers. So even if they're broken, bring them back and we'll turn them into the district. We won't even say your name. And then the second graders will get new computers. So don't worry if they don't work. Don't worry if you lost the charger. Just bring them back and then we'll sort it out when they get here. Okay, I know that kids are hard on computers.
All right, thank you. I saw Louis Maddox had a hand up.
Hello. So since my son will be getting a new computer, can he just keep his old computer at home?
So the second grade computers will be recycled to kindergarten students who didn't have them last year because they weren't at school yet.
Oh,
Miles.
did you hear him?
I didn't hear him, Esperanza.
Sorry, you cut out.
So he is to exchange it.
Yes.
Yeah,
You guys,
we'll exchange it, but it won't necessarily be on the first day. Our new computers haven't come yet. So when we get the new ones, then we'll give our old ones to kindergarten and then they'll use these ones.
I think Miles' family had a question.
I was just going to say, going back to the 20-minute lunch that you said that we could talk to Miss Enriquez to see if they would allow the kids to have more time. I was just going to say that if the reason behind that is because they were limiting the amount of time that they're interacting with other kids, but yet they're going to sit next to each other for longer periods of time in class, right? Because they're not going to be separated. The only time that they're being separated is when they're eating, right?
And the reason why is because that's the only time they'll have their mask off.
Well, mask off. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I know that it's hard.
no, am I still on?
Yes.
You are now. You came back.
Okay, yeah, I turned off my video. My situation is he's not very organized. His mother is not very organized. And the programs, the class dojo was useful in getting his homework turned in rather than hard copy. It simply gets lost, gets destroyed, things happen.
Miles.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, and we can talk about that, but in general, most of the homework will be paper copies, not digital, and the
Hard
homework
copy.
and the homework that English is sending home isn't online anyway. So
it's the notebooks, the like semi-blue book type thing we had last year.
I'm not sure what they did in first grade.
Yeah, they're small notebooks. They vary from Spanish to English to math, but yeah. Okay, we'll try to keep that organized. And we're to take all of the notebooks home and all of them back to school every day?
No. The only thing that let me get it. Hold on one second.
Sure.
The only thing that they'll have for homework is they'll have a blue folder like this in their backpack. So this is what they need to keep track of. Okay. And then the stuff that is like homework to come back to school goes in this pocket, and the stuff that stays at home, like basically junk mail from school, I'm sorry,
so
will be in this pocket.
Inbox, outbox, basically.
Yeah. Okay. And right. The homework for English will be like a weekly packet, but we'll check it every day. So when they're done with it, they put it back in their folder. And then
sure.
We'll check it during class. And Spanish, Spanish has homework that's a little more complex, but it'll be in the blue folder the same.
Okay. For the gentleman that was wondering about parking and everything like that, I would recommend looking for a spot 2 blocks away and hiking in. Is the best way we resolve that. There is on the south side kind of a conveyor belt type parking situation But I think the first couple weeks, that may not be the best option,
Yeah,
just from experience.
parking is hard, and there's not even enough parking for the staff that work here, so it becomes extra complex.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your help.
Thanks. We're excited for Monday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rosa?
You know what? Sorry, I think my hand, I forgot to take it down. Thank you.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I got it. Okay. I think that's all that I see. So unless you're staying longer to talk to Miss Villanueva or Miss Carrasquillo or Miss Prudencio, then I think we're done. And I'll post this again on Class Dojo. So if you want to go back and review it, you can.
And thank you so much for coming.
See you guys Monday. Bye. Bye.
Hi, Isel, wherever you are.
Bye, everyone.
Even though I
There.
didn't get to hear anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
See you on Monday.
Let the adventure begin. Did anyone